For more on how each side plays its part in Syria, TRT World Turkey analyst Yusuf Erim joins me now live in the studio. Hi, Yusuf. There are a number of opinions as to why the U.S. would act so firmly against the wishes of a NATO ally, especially under the current administration. I mean, Trump said he liked Erdogan. He said he didn't want the U.S. to be in Syria. But one theory you've looked at is that there may be some pre-Trump, even pre-Obama baggage at play here.
Well, there's been a lot of media coverage lately about the deterioration in Turkish-U.S. relations, but this isn't something new. This dates back a decade, even a decade and a half ago. There's been tension since 2003. There was a critical March 1st deployment resolution that was brought to Turkish parliament during the second Iraq invasion, when the U.S. wanted to deploy their troops from Incirlik and Adana into Iraq. And President Erdogan, well, then Prime Minister Erdogan, brought it to Parliament, and it got shot down. And a lot of the Americans viewed this as a betrayal. The day the vote was taking place, I was in Virginia as part of a Turkish-American delegation, and we were with a New York congressman, and we were watching the vote. And after the vote, the late Stephen Solars turned to me and said, "I can't believe Turkey betrayed us like this. They're going to pay. They're going to pay for the next 30 years, and there's going to be a huge Kurdish problem in the southern border." So It looks like what he said is playing out.
But, I mean, as you said, the late Stephen Solars said that. I mean, this is 2 U.S. administrations later. Why would those policies and grudges of the past be playing out now, and so dangerously so?
Well, I talked with former U.S. ambassador to Azerbaijan, Matthew Breeza, yesterday. He was in studio with the newsmakers, and we had a little offset conversation. And he was telling me that there's a big divide in the White House and the Pentagon. You have the pro-European side that understands the value of Turkey as an ally, and then you have the more militaristic side who's still holding that March 1st grudge from 2003. And as you can see, statements from the White House, policies, there's no cohesion. You have one side saying one thing and then the other side saying another thing. So before relations improve, Trump needs to get his house in order.
So who can fix this? How can this relationship get back on track? Because the U.S. and Turkey have so much to mutually gain from a stronger relationship here.
Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu is in Vancouver right now at a Korean summit, a summit for the Korean Peninsula security. And I think it's actually very meaningful that he's there at the Korean summit in Vancouver, because the Korean War was a war where U.S. and Turkey were allies, and they fought shoulder to shoulder together. So it's a very meaningful place where these negotiations are taking place. He met with Rex Tillerson yesterday. He also met with Secretary of Defense James Mattis. I talked with a top-level source in the Foreign Ministry just a couple minutes ago, and they're telling me that it's not as bad as it looks in the media. Their channels are open. They're talking behind the scenes at the summit, and they're hoping that they can solve this out, work this out.
That is good to hear. So you think the goodwill is there?
Definitely.
Okay. Yusuf, thanks so much for coming in.